Hey there everybody, GamerNH here, and it's still Dark Cloud, but this one's a little special. Now they're gonna talk here for a second. I'm going to do the talking. This is my channel! So you get a bunch of items for leveling your weapons and an explanation as to how to work on your weapons at the beginning of this floor, the second floor in the second dungeon. Luckily, I keep messing that up. Luckily, I already know what I'm doing. And so we'll get to talk about it now. So let's just swap over to Max, who is my current character. Let's see here, +4. So let's quickly level his wrench up to +5. There is a scoop to be had here with this pumpkin head enemy. I just don't feel like getting it right now. So we'll get his wrench up to +5, and I'll explain the +5 in a second. This is an enemy better taken out with Monica, but whatever. You know, we'll just take the right side out for a little cheap, but it works. I shouldn't level up my wrench, but gets him out of the way at least. So, like I said, you know, briefly before, the way you level in this game is not necessarily your character. You can level your character's max health and their base damage absorption, but that's it. In order to, like, upgrade their attack abilities, you need to upgrade their weapons instead. And the way that works is you kill enemies and pick up the blue ABS, like those little dots. And that fills up, the third. It's like a standard experience bar, really. But there are a few interesting differences between standard leveling and the way it works in this game, because you can actually swap weapons out. You can kill it with, say, like your strongest right-handed weapon for max, and then swap it out with a different right-handed weapon for max, and that weapon will take the ABS. But we'll talk about that later when I talk about advanced weapons leveling. So, as you can see, I've got a little blue icon there. That means it's ready for build-up. This is one of the few weapons that will actually just be ready for build-up on its own at +3. You look at the status, and it'll show like all your stats. You got your attack, which is standard attack, then your... So, instead of being like, instead of like just adding a flame, it's basically just effective against opponents who are susceptible to fire. So, flame, lightning smash. So these ones are susceptible to. This is how the weapon's hit points go down. The higher this number, the less they degrade. And then all of these is for specific types of monsters. So Cyclone does flying, undead, reptiles, beasts, and armored monsters. Smash is super nice, and mainly what Max's weapons are for. So since this one's ready to go, there's none of them flashing red. So we'll build up, which it naturally builds. This is the this top one here is Drill Wrench. But if we go to True Battle Wrench first, and now it's True Battle Wrench +0, it looks a little weirder, and now it'll build up into the Drill Wrench. Now the reason we went to +5 is because this weapon here will take less ABS to level up than the +5, or I believe even +4 Battle Wrench would. And I wanted to get all the way to +5 for two reasons. We'll talk about the next one in advanced, but the first one is simply synthesis points. Get as many early level synthesis points as you can. So as you can see, we're at 21, which means we can synthesize 21 items onto it. Of course, we're not going to. That's a little overkill. So we're just going to take a look at the build-up menu, and in order to make it the Drill Wrench, we're going to need to increase Smash and Beast. Now, if we were using a guide, which I will be later on, we would... I would know the exact numbers you need. They do have a cap, so I recommend you do this slowly, especially early on. So we need Smash and Beast. So this one increases Beast, so we go to Spectrumize. We'll click it up. Well, I think 12 should be enough. And if you do more than one at a time, it will always take them. So I Spectrumized 4, so it will always take 4 synthesis points. There's no way to split this up. It is stuck as is. And it will add 12 to the Battle Range. And now we're ready for Smash. Now there is another, again, we'll talk about that one in, in the advanced episode. I believe the stat caps on this one are 20 or 19, so we're not going to go any higher than that, but we put those two together, and it's ready for build-up into the drill wrench, but I'm not going to, because I want to get synthesis points, because if you don't get them now, while it's easy to, like, stack up the ABS with them, you will be dying for it later. Like, it is really important that if you want to have a strong weapon towards the end of the game without grinding your ears off, to take the ABS when you can still do it easily. Like this one enemy, I mean, it's not going to level up with one enemy, but it is going to take noticeably more of a bar than the regular battle wrench had. Failure. There we go. And then the gun, which itself doesn't have a natural, immediate build-up. So if we want to build up the gun, we need Cyclone. So we'll come up to here. Again, I remember that the gun is a little bit harder to level up, but we'll see. Cyclone is good for the gun anyways, you will use it against flying enemies a lot, and it turns into the trumpet gun. Boom. We need to level that up for a quest later on. But for now, the main use of it is, of course, it's a stronger weapon. And it, too, will now take less ABS to level up. Which is why, again, we wanted to get to level 5. Get as many synthesis points as you can, usually level 5, for 2 different reasons. Sometimes more than level 5 if it seems like your weapons are still taking ABS, or you've still got a decent amount of time left in your current dungeon so that you're still getting roughly the same amount of ABS. So when you get into the longer dungeons, you can take them to +6, +7, because, you know, as long as your enemies are still going to be around the same level, giving out the same ABS, you might as well, and then work on it later. But the advanced, brain part, the advanced weapons leveling will cover the other reason that I like to take weapons to +5. Real quick, though, this is, you know, somewhere in between advanced strategy for, this next trick I'm going to show you will be used in the advanced strategy, but I'll teach you the trick now because we have picked up a couple of lesser weapons. So we've got a couple of classic guns sitting around, but we've now got a trumpet gun. So, here's what we'll do. And we'll swap it out for the dryer gun. And see, look at that, it takes the ABS that would have gone to the trumpet gun. Really basic, simple thing, but it's important. Aha, that's right, Max can return those. You can also hit that thing when it's not up. We don't have any wrenches to do that trick with, but that will also be a helpful trick. It won't be so helpful in Sindane. In Sindane, your weapons are still kind of low enough that you're not going to be... The advanced weapons leveling, like we did last time, will be done in... I believe it was called, like, Dark Cloud 2, the trick. Weapons leveling guide, the trick. Because I call it the trick. It is... You can technically get by without doing this, but... Or without doing it, but... if you want the really strong endgame weapons without wasting all the time that you have in your life, you will do it. Kill him. Yeah. So yeah. Well, that's basically all there is to the guide aspect of this video, so I guess I'll wrap it up. This was unscripted and lame, but... you know, that's how it goes. So if you liked the video and you found it, you know, helpful, if you've been playing the game and you, the game's description of what was going on didn't do it for you, or the fact that, I showed you, I taught you the +5 thing, if that ends up helping you later on, then, you're welcome. And hit the like button, because that will help the video get seen by more people, and the rest of my channel gets seen by more people, and that will help me eat at night. I like to eat at night. But If you didn't like the video for whatever reason, if you thought my description was bad, or you thought this was pointless, or you hate my voice, go ahead and hit the dislike button. I won't blame you, but I will ask that you please leave a comment as to why you hit the dislike button so that I can work on that and make my channel and videos and whatnot better and more enjoyable for as many people as I can get them for. So please do that for me. And as always, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.